What's up, guys? Subderek here, back for another VOD review. We're doing another K3 Soju VOD review because he gave us so much content to VOD review, like 26 hours in one sitting. It'd kind of be disrespectful if I only VOD reviewed him one time, so let's do another game from him. Also, I feel like he really clicked with how the new patch works, and so many strong players, I feel like the new patch has not really clicked for them yet. They're, sort of like struggling on how to play this this new sort of like style where you're actually like really aggressively pushing levels, pushing and playing for these really insane cash outs. Reroll is playable in some spots, but not playable in every single spot. So we'll see what Soju does this game. But I mean, I feel like he has on like the first day, or maybe it was the second day of the patch, shown a mastery of it that I think a lot of players still aren't at yet. We're gonna hold on to both the rapid fire and the big shot backline, so we can sort of put them in and out regardless, or depending on what we hit. And we're going to pick up risky moves here in Augment that definitely makes sense for the playstyle that Soju is going for. You can take risky moves, play a strong early game, level for this cannon here, make a Morello, and then just play like a good early game. And then once you get to like middle of stage 3, you're going to get a ton of gold, and you can use that to launch yourself into a really fast 8. Sometimes people take this for like reroll comps because you can just have a ton of gold to roll on level 7 with this, but I think Soju is going to take this, just have a really rich level 8 and be very happy about that. We can add, potentially picking up another Tom Kench here, and yeah, he definitely wants to hold the K-Sante because if we can get Heartsteel in, it is very nice. The only kind of awkward thing is that with getting Heartsteel in, we've already taken 20 damage from our augment, so it's kind of awkward. We have 20 HP less to ante up to the Heartsteel gods. He's trying to figure out what's stronger here, and opts to end up playing the Corki here. It's actually pretty interesting, because I don't know, I feel like true damage to so much, but I mean, a Corki 2 is a Corki 2. That is a very true statement. So at the end of the day, Corki 2 is Corki 2. I have to imagine we're going to hold this Yone. Maybe he says, I don't even want to hold it, but yeah, I mean, you got to hold it at least, right? See what you get. What if we got like a Heartsteel chosen down the line? Like, yeah, definitely keep the option open for sure. And yeah, we're just chilling at 2-2 here. Ooh, 8-bit Garen. I mean, it's okay. We're gonna go for it. Actually, I mean, you have to, after you do this, you have to buy it. And yeah, he's gonna play this board, move the Morellos over to this Urgot, which is a really nice holder of it. I've talked about this before, but Urgot is a fantastic holder of Morello. And I mean, we can get Sentinel in with the Cassante. I mean, if this was Sentinel Garen, I would have picked it up in a heartbeat. The problem is we're losing a lot of gold here. Yeah, we're gonna pre-level, so I mean, nowhere near making 10 gold here. We're gonna lose a lot of gold to buy this Garen, and I mean, it might be fine down the line because we are going to be able to get that gold back. He takes a spat here. I'm not actually sure what this is for, because when you play the more 80 flex type lines, you don't really want the spat. I mean, I guess he could be thinking 8-bit spat, but like, you really want to play a Riven game? I mean, I personally don't, but I guess we will see what Mr. Soji does this game. I'm already pretty interested in the line that he's taking here. He has like the Lilia that he could get in, but Masha is definitely a solid synergy to play here. I mean, with Morellos, there's just nothing that like really makes I mean, like, it's fine when you're playing for Riven because you can just put on like Viego and have her spread the Morello, and it's like all right, but it's nowhere close to a Riven item. I mean, maybe he's doing his classic K3 Soju style where he's just saying, I'm gonna take the spat and play for a Fawn later and just hope I hit another spat, but man, that I do not know about. We will see. There's also another really interesting setup here where, I mean, you could theoretically like play the set over the, you could theoretically play the set over the jacks here, and you don't guarantee that you make income, but if you won here, he could be holding on to the set and to the jacks here. I think he wasn't confident that he could win, but he didn't scout that hard. I think he could have actually held on to Heartsteel potential, but maybe, oh yeah, because he's going to tax his own econ here by doing this. I mean, the nice thing is that, like, the Misfortune's going to be big shot, but yeah, I think, I don't know, I like personally holding the set there more, yeah, doing something like this, and then he would have just had to not hold the Misfortune, knowing that he won that fight. And I mean, his board's quite strong. You could assume in a lot of scenarios that he's going to win the fight. The upside is, he's on a 5 streak, he has risky moves coming, he's going to make his gold back, he's just a little bit broke, so he's just going to end up sort of being, like, almost even compared to, where you would normally be. I mean, there's the 8-bit spat if he wants to make it, and it would be for 8-bit, so I feel like you have to just 8-bit spat Urgot here for tempo. And then I don't know what you do. I mean, you could just slam the QSS onto Urgot as well and try to play for a Riven game, but I just don't really love playing for Riven. He's going to make the 8-bit spat because I feel like you kind of have to here. And he's just going to level up for the Misfortune here, spike his board as hard as possible to continue to play for streak. Once again, we should definitely scout a little bit harder here, but I think he's just trying to figure out everything that he's doing here because he ends up actually losing this fight after leveling, which feels quite bad, even on his 4 8-bit board. Kind of wild, actually, that we do end up losing this fight, but I mean, the board we fought was kind of strong. Vampirism looks fantastic here. We've already taken all of this free damage, so you might as well vamp it up. I guess the other option would have been like a country game, and now that he hits this shop, I feel like he probably regrets a little bit making this 8-bit spat, because I mean, if we got to a cloak, we could play a country game, and country with cloak can be really, really strong, especially from a reasonably strong opener like this, where you have a lot of HP to play around with. You already have the Urgot pair, but yeah, I'm curious to see what this is going to be. I mean, I guess you could always just still go fast 8 with the 8-bit spat and just use it as free 8-bit for Caitlyn. The thing is, like, you know, if you hit 8-bit Caitlyn as your headliner, then it's kind of wasted. Are we really going to play 4 8-bit? I mean, you certainly can with Garen, and oh my god. I mean, that's an Ezreal. There is nothing wrong with that. It's just a little bit... I mean, you can just play it over the Misfortune. You can just play it here like this. Ooh, he's looking at... yeah, he's going to get Heartsteel in because you want to get Heartsteel in. Moves the 8-bit spat and the Morellos over to Ez. Okay. I mean, I can certainly see the 8-bit spat moving over. I probably, if it were me, I would have left the Morellos on this Urgot for a little while longer. Just saved some more HP, just because I think it's just a stronger item on Urgot. I mean, it's not bad on Ezreal by any means. But yeah, looks like we're just going to do our exact same style, our fast 8, fast 9 type style. I mean, there's a Caitlyn with a bow. The Renans is not a... I mean, you could even just make Last Whisper in a spot like this. I don't love it, but it's not that bad. And I don't know, it's going to be so hard to play for 6 8-bit though this game. I don't know. I'm curious to see what Soji is cooking here, because, I mean, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense, right? The Corki fits in very well with the Ezreal just sort of naturally. So, like, you already kind of want to play around this kind of stuff. And you can easily, like, very, very naturally play Garen plus Corki plus Caitlyn like this. And then once you sell the Garen headliner, get a different headliner. And as long as you get a normal Garen back in, you still have 4 8-bits, which is, you know, not bad. Imagine you had like a Heartsteel Ezreal or a Big Shot Ezreal or something like this. Get Garen back in, you have 4 8-bit Ezreal and 8-bit Caitlyn. I could kind of see it, actually. It's a really, really interesting line. Not one that I was... Not one that I'm really familiar with on this patch, so I'm happy to watch this game and see what's going on here. And of course, we pick up the 5 Heartsteel here, and we will put it in because 5 Heartsteel is going to allow us to cap out insanely high. The only downside is we're only 57 HP, but our board is not bad with the Caitlyn already, with the Ezreal already. He also did opt to slam the Renans. It's a pretty solid item on this Caitlyn, especially because she has all this AD from the 4 8-bit. With 2 8-bit, you know, it's east, but with all this AD from the 4 8-bit, she really, really likes it. We're not going to hold a Felios pair there, I guess, because he thinks it's too much to buy or something like that. And he's currently trying to figure out how to fit his board, going to get the 5 Heartsteel back in. I assume this is just going to be a 4-2, sack 1 round here, and then 4-2 it, look for just some kind of takeable headliner here. So many gloves! We're going to have to make a Thief's Gloves for our front line, I would imagine. LW going to get slammed here onto the Caitlyn, which I like it a lot. We have no way of getting Shred, or I guess... the armor one is called Sunder, I believe. But yeah, we have no way of getting Sunder other than this Last Whisper. Fantastic slam here. I would just probably make the TG onto this Garen, assuming that this fight is relatively close. And I mean, this person has a pretty upgraded board, so it looks like he's just going to greed for the items, though. He's like, the TG is decent, but I mean, like, IE Ezreal, IE Caitlyn are so good that I'm just going to greed the items. So he's going to get his cash out here. I like New Recruit a lot in spots like this. Looks like he's ankling Harm Assist, which is crazy to me. Binary Airdrop looks very, very nice now. And good thing he didn't slam the TG, because it would have, you know, negative synergy with Binary. We're going to roll down here, try to find something. I wonder... I don't really think that's enough. Yeah, Ezreal pair here is good. Ooh, Zed pair. Oh, he skipped Zed pair. I do not know if he meant to do that, but I have to assume not. But maybe he just thinks Zed's never going on the board. He can just do this to get the Binary. And, I mean, the Binary value on his board is amazing. Binary plus Heartsteel is, in many ways, just kind of broken. Wow. I have to assume he did not mean to skip Zed pair there, because Zed is a fantastic unit to put on your board in spots like this. Picks up the... was that... that was Big Shot Ezreal. Okay. So yeah, picks up the Big Shot Ezreal. Yeah, going to spread items even further, because he wants to greed for BIS Ezreal here, and he doesn't really want the Morellos on him. So yeah, he's going to glove, and then just do this like that. I like it a lot. We can play for our best items onto Ezreal and onto Lucian. And yeah, just play this setup where we have 3 8-bit in... kind of wishing that we had that Corki, right? The Corki would slot in beautifully here for the 4 8-bit and 4 big shot, but for some reason he sold it. Maybe he just thinks it's too hard to fit on this board. I have to imagine we want to pick up an IE here. Sad it's on a 1 cost, but I mean, yeah, you got to pick it up here. The IE with all this extra damage is so good. The only downside, actually, is this is a pretty low attack speed Ezreal, right? Getting to his 3rd cast is going to be pretty difficult. So it's a bit of a scary setup. There's a Jhin as a potential unit that you could put in. Yeah, I don't know if you can cut a lot of this stuff. This has to just be a fast 9 from this position, right? You just chill on this board. You already have Ezreal too. You're 32 HP, which is not the most, but not the least. The only downside is our front line's a pile of garbage, but we actually got a little bit bailed out in the fact that we hit a ZZ Rot. It kind of was the perfect item for us to hit here because it gives us some artificial frontline. The other really nice bailout was hitting the Alawi, right? Because she's also artificial frontline. And I think, yeah, we're going to kill this last stand guy. Oh, that's so sad. It is so, so sad. They're dead at 4-5. Ego Illusions, a very, very strong international player playing on NA because, you know, NA is the best server. I think Ego Illusions is Brazilian. I'm going to feel like an idiot if he's not, but I think he is. But yeah, really, really, you know, fun to see people from all regions playing on North America, because we all know it's the best region, right? I mean, you get to play against K3 Soju in this lobby. What other region could you play against K3 Soju? None. Doesn't exist. Looks like we're going to win another fight. The value of vampirism on this board is disgusting. The value of binary airdrop giving us all these extra items is so good. A component is beautiful here. The only downside is a bow. I think we would have really liked like a random frontline component, but we can just spread bulk using it. But yeah, looks like he is looking to push 9 like I was talking about. Can just get the Jhin in. He gets a duplicator? There is no way. There's IE Lucian as a potential out. He could also hold the Shojin potential for Jhin, but I feel like, I don't know, I'd kind of like to make some kind of frontline item, but I don't think they exist here. Yeah, okay. He's just going to go the double LW and then save this Shojin for Jhin. Yeah, a little bit sus here. But he wants the Shojin for Jhin because Shojin is a transformative item for this Jhin unit. So I could see it. And I mean, his board's already so strong that he doesn't even really need to worry too much. So yeah, we're going to level for the Jhin. We ended up not playing for 4 8-bit. We just play the 2 8-bit here. And it's not bad. He gets the Garen back. Garen 2 is not bad. But yeah, he's just going to end up skipping it. A little bit hard for him to play around. So he's just going to continue to roll down a bit. Nice that Soju's 32 HP here because his board is mid-transition. It is not that strong right now. He still is on Lucian 1. He's still on Jhin 1. And yeah, you're going to see we're going to get relatively punished here. I mean, 2-unit loss is not that bad, all things considered. But yeah, he kind of needs to hit just something. The Lucian that he can TG, or Duplicator, I don't know why I said TG. The Blitzcrank too, just something here. We hit Misfortune too, which is one of the worst upgrades that we could find, I feel like. It doesn't really do much for us. And at this point, he's just going to get the Yorick in here. And now we just have the set in for fun right now. So, I mean, it's something. I mean, not really. It's not really anything, but the board is strong enough. The Alawi Tentacles, I feel like if we had not hit Alawi this game, I don't know what Soju would have done for frontline. Looking for Jhin item here. Ooh, that is an Adapticone Lucian. That would definitely be a good pickup, but he sadly can't get that, so he's probably going to have to live with the Deathblade, I would think. Oh, he's looking at Bramble, actually, for frontline. But I thought we had to finish... I assumed we had to finish our Jhin items here. Ooh, there's the Lucian, too, if we want to Duplicator it, which I have to imagine. Yeah, because we're... I mean, he's going to get a cash out here. So, this is full K3 Soju greed mode. He's just saying, I'm going to cash out next round anyway, so maybe I'm going to get some components, and then I can play for my highest cap, which is, you know, like, Bramble Vest onto this this Mordekaiser, this Yorick, and you know, get some item for Jhin later. So, and that's what he's going to do. Cash out here. What do we get? We get one component. So we can do that on 1 unit. I, at this point, would be tempted to just get out of Heartsteel, get this in over that, yeah, and then roll down here. He's just rolling to potentially save this Duplicator, but you got to use it at this point. We are getting kind of low, so he's going to use the Duplicator, and he is saving the Rod right now. I guess the idea behind saving the Rod is that he's not that afraid of losing this fight, though I think he probably should be, because this is the player he lost to last time. Just barely is a win, though. That was a little scary, but he makes it happen. And the idea is that we could potentially, you know, if we get an AD item, we can rod the Yorick. If we get a frontline item, we can rod the Jhin, is what I have to imagine the idea is here, because he lost binary value there. But I think he thinks it's okay because he can just play for really, really high cap. So, I mean, it makes some amount of sense. He's holding actually an extra Caitlyn. Oh, I mean, it's just for Caitlyn too, because he moved items off of the other Caitlyn. Yeah. He makes a death cap on Jin actually makes the full item. This is the scaling on death cap Jin that good? Because now he's gonna lose a binary item on frontline, right? He could have binaried the item, but he'd prefer to have death cap Jin. Once again, just max cap from Soju here. He's saying, I want the strongest possible board. A little questionable, but I mean, if it works, it works. That's a Yorick too. Oh my god, and that's a Jin too. We are so back. It was looking a little scary for a second, but that 6-2 right there, Jin 2, Yorick 2, almost confirms that we're gonna win the game. We'll see what these fights end up looking like. Pretty solid positioning there out of Soju. Just wants to put a clump up here to absorb a lot of these like Twitch ults and like Vex ults and things, and he wants the tentacles to be in that clump as well. I mean, you'd love to pick something like this up, but you just can't. You lose the Ezreal and it's horrible. We roll down, find the Caitlyn too, and our board is almost fully upgraded now. Biggest thing that we need right now is an Alawi too. Pretty interesting positioning actually. That he keeps moving this Misfortune up to try to sort of like bait the clump. He's fighting this Jin player, or not Jin, but Yone player now, which can be kind of scary for a very squishy board like ours. But the upside is we have so many carries. So even if the Yone kills our Jin, we still have the Ezreal, who is, like dashing to the enemy front line. Don't we need a Yorick item, LW here? Yeah, I mean, seems quite good. Yeah, we need a Yorick item to binary him. So have to imagine that's that. It is the third last Whisper on this board, but I don't think he could take anything better. But the triple LW, just really, really making sure. Does this guy have a Kadia Akali on their board? Because if so, I would think you would want to... I would think you would want to bait her. I mean, she's 1-star Kadia Akali, but still our Jin takes a lot of damage there. He's got a lot of faith in this Jin. The fact that he rolled BT, I think, ended up actually saving that Jin. Yeah, I would definitely... I guess the idea, though, like, you definitely want to do positioning like this. And okay, yeah, he's now going to move into this positioning, this sort of like triangle positioning that we saw first from a YBY1. But I think he also wants to get some frontline out of it, which is why he's sort of like, like he's having issues in his mind trying to figure out how he wants to position these things. We are, though, going to do that triangle position. This fight, a lot closer. We actually end up losing, but all good. That's just a quick vampirism loss, and we got one more fight to see who is going to win the game. Yeah, this positioning's really, really awkward because he doesn't really have enough frontline units to have the frontline and backline the tentacles, but he's got to backline the tentacles or else his backline gets blown up. It's really wild. Can't possibly go 10, so we just have to roll down here for Alawi 2. There's Alawi 2. Also, looks like maybe... Nah, he wasn't denying any Akalis. I thought maybe he was denying Akalis, but I think he was just holding on their set 2 as well. TG onto Akali looks fantastic here. Best possible item here, probably. And he's going to swap up the positioning, move Lucian up into that little cubby there, which is pretty cool. And yeah, use the MF as bait here. I think with Alawi 2, we should probably clear this guy, and we do. It's going to be another dub for Soju. What a cool game. So much back and forth stuff, so many positioning things, so much greed, honestly, that ends up getting, rewarded for Soju's gameplay. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoy more of seeing Soju play this crazy, crazy style. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitch and all my other links down below. Thanks for watching.